Good morning, guys. This is Kiodiekin. Hope you guys are all having a great day. And in this video, I wanted to keep everyone updated in terms of what direction I'm taking with the channel as far as what's going on the back end. If you guys are familiar with what I do, I make a lot of retropie images and I share a lot of high-end videos. When I do video editing, I also work with clients making intros, outros, and other video type promotions. And so for those of you who are in the arcade community, typically somebody or most of us have some type of file sharing service. And in today's video, I wanted to express and share with you why I finally decided to kick Google Drive to the curb. It's a waste of money, a waste of time. For the most part, if you're using one of the paid services, you should probably just stick with the free stuff. And I've also decided to release a Mega. I also have a Mega account, which I've been using for the past 3 years or so for file sharing. And so Google Drive is a total waste of money. I've totally switched everything over to something called a Seedbox. Now, what a Seedbox is, it allows me to store everything directly to the drive, just like Google Drive and Mega, but it allows me to download torrents from it. I can also see torrents, and you could also file share and use it like a Google Drive and let people have a link which allows them to download the files. Roughly right now I'm paying about $30 a month. I'm using Ultra Seedbox and it's a phenomenal service. So I'm paying about $30 a month, and typically I get all these additional services. I also have a Plex where I can stream movies, my personal movies or things that I download to it directly to any other type of mobile device. And so the reason why I decided to go ahead and make this change is because I was paying $9 a month for Google Drive for 2 terabytes, but their services are very limited. In fact, for those of you who maybe never subscribed to something a little more robust, I paid, I think it was like $50 several years ago, and I was uploading my Venom image, which was like 1 terabyte. And so that file size was roughly around 600 gigabytes or so. And no matter what file size program or service I subscribe to with Google Drive, people couldn't download the file. Make a long story short, come to find out, Google has caps. It doesn't matter what plan you sign up with. I had 2 terabytes at the time, people still couldn't download it. Google has that daily cap restriction, which allows people to download so much and then it stops you. So with Venom, people were only able to download like 300 gigabytes and it would shut them off regardless of whatever service I went through. And so it's fraudulent, it's misleading in terms of what they advertise the service, because they said it should work and it doesn't. They do have caps no matter what plan you decide to sign up with. And so I finally decided to go ahead, find something a little bit more robust. That's why I started using Mega originally. And they have caps a little bit too, but the cool thing about Mega is that they also offer a referral program. So anytime somebody clicks on the referral link, they sign up, you get a little bit of cash back, kind of offset the cost. But I wanted to find something a little bit more robust. So I knew about Seedboxes. I wanted the ability to have torrents being shared that I create, but I didn't want to leave my computer on all the time. And so for those of you who aren't familiar with what a Seedbox is, I'll have a separate video for that, giving you guys a full walkthrough of what I have. But it's a remote computer, it's a remote database, typically stored off the US soil. You could get a Seedbox in Canada, Singapore, Netherlands, Europe, France, Australia. They have server boxes all over the place. And so it's remote access. You log in and it allows you to download files directly to that computer. And then of course you could transfer it to your hard drive or your main computer using WinSCP or several other variants. And then of course it stays on all the time, so you don't have to leave your personal PC on all the time. And I know most of you who are sharing torrents and doing file share using your personal PC, you have all that traffic coming directly to your house. You don't want that. You also have the bigger opportunity to have more security intrusions, but Seedboxes are wonderful. And you know, it was very stressful. I had my cousin help me out, figure out certain things, but long story short, on that end, we had a bunch of directions and they weren't exactly what we needed to do. We ended up taking another direction and simply we figured it out. So at any rate, I'm only paying $30 a month now, with this $10 more than what I was paying for both Mega and Google Drive combined. That was like $20 a month for 2 of the services. But Google Drive, for the most part, definitely needs to go. And honestly, I'm getting more bang for my buck right now. Google Drive is a total waste of money. I mean, it's fine if you're just sharing a couple of videos, a couple of personal photos, basic documents. But if you're doing something more robust, data, torrents, I'm sorry, not torrents, but if you're creating zip files, you know, anything over 100 gigabytes, 100 megabytes, things like that, you definitely need to get rid of it, because having a Seedbox is a much better option. So I've been using this now for the past 3 or 4 months, and I love it. I mean, so I will be canceling my Mega. I've already transitioned everything off the Google Drive. So for those of you who've had or seen some of my previous videos with retropie stuff, those Google links in the description of those videos are no longer valid. If you do want to find all of my current links, make sure you subscribe to my Facebook groups. They are mentioned in the description of this video. And I decided to kind of keep Mega, but I was going to cancel it last month, but I missed the due date, so I'm just going to let it run its course for the rest of this month. And so I will be canceling it in the next few days. For those of you on Patreon to follow some of my additional groups, it's going to be gone. And so I am now completely migrating over directly to Seedbox permanently, forever. I'm not. I could probably use Mega in the future. Again, I love that referral service. Really easy. In fact, the coolest feature that Mega had was that you could, if somebody had a Mega and you wanted to download a file, it would instantly put it on your box or in your folder for easy access. But Seedboxes are great. I mean, the cool thing is the IP addresses are stored off-site. They don't keep much information about you directly on their servers. You send your information or your payment through either PayPal or credit card, but there's no personal information about you kept directly on their service. I mean, with all the services that they do offer, which I'll show you guys really quickly, you can see that I have everything that I'm sharing here. And for those of you who follow the official channels and also my Patreon, I will be removing a few of these, which will be the retro gaming marquees and also the 1080p video files. Those will be gone here in the next few days, so make sure you guys download those. But this is really cool because I wanted an option that I could give people a torrent file, have the system up running 24/7 without me having to leave my personal computer on. And you know, my upload speed is only about 20 megabytes. You know, that's not really big. I'm thinking to switch it over to a gigabyte service in the future, but with that still being the case, I would still want something not directly sending all of the internet traffic directly to a house or my business. And so I also have a service here which allows me to create a folder and share a link without someone having to directly access the Seedbox. But I could download all of my torrents here. I believe my service is, I think it's a gigabyte internet access, but my downloads are pretty fast on here. And you know, it's also like Windows File Explorer, where you can also share all your files, move everything around. Then of course I also have Plex, where I can stream all of my movies here directly. But you know, all in all, I think personally, again, everybody should pretty much cancel their Google Drive if you don't need it. I mean, if you don't go with the free service, because I wasted a lot of money for the past few years. I wish I would have switched over to a Seedbox a long time ago, because for the money that I'm paying, and honestly, you can still get the same type of service with the Seedbox if you go with the lower plan. They do have plans of like, I think $5, $10 directly for a Seedbox, but it is a great tool if you're an image maker, video producer, if you have high-end files that you love to share all the time and you don't want that access or traffic coming directly to your computer. Everybody in the community where I follow, the arcade community, video editing and whatnot, you should definitely invest in getting a Seedbox. I will not be using Google Drive in the future, but again, if you just have some basic documents that you need to send to some co-workers, small photos, Google Drive, the 15 gigabyte service I think they give you is totally fine and free. But for anything more than that, over 100 gigabytes up to something else, Google falsely advertises what they can do. I know they have different tiers, but regardless of whatever tier that is, I had the 2 terabyte plan, 10 terabyte plan. I think I signed up with another, but I had to end up filing through PayPal. I had to file a claim through PayPal because Google would not refund me my money. I paid $50 for 10 terabytes, and people could not download anything over 350 gigabytes. It would fail. And so it's very misleading. That was something I had to find out the hard way, was to spend my money and then find out that they didn't even want to initially return my funds, because their service doesn't exactly offer what it is they truly advertise. And so switched over to Seedbox. I knew it could do what I wanted to do, but I will tell you that if you don't have any type of Linux understanding setting it up on the WinSCP side, it could be a little challenging for you and frustrating. In fact, that was the easiest part for me to set up, because I had all the tools familiar with Linux and retropie, so I was already familiar with that aspect. But having a Seedbox for me is a blessing in disguise. It's made things a lot easier for all of you. None of you have to keep asking directly for links. I can file share using a torrent. It's always running. It's a remote service that I don't always have to have my personal computer on, because my beast pulls down a lot of power running the video cards and everything that I run in the background, and I got 3 or 4 monitors hooked up. I don't like to have my computer turned on all the time, because that's just me. But at any rate, just want to let everybody know what's going on here on the channel. I know that most of my Patreon followers and those of you who follow my Facebook groups, you guys have really been benefiting from this. It allows me to upload whatever it is I need to easily manage everything for the public and keep everything in a seamless possibility. So again, Google's already been canceled, so you guys don't have to worry about that. But for those of you out there, Mega will be canceled here in the next couple of days, and everything is switching over to Seedbox. And the good benefit of it is, the excellent thing that I love about it, nobody has to know exactly where it's coming from. It's just a direct torrent, and the speeds are fast. They're much faster than Mega, and they're much faster than Google Drive, for the most part. You don't have to worry about timing out. I know a lot of you have complained in the past where you're downloading images, or it says that, hey, too much traffic has been used for the day. I don't have to worry about that. My service gives me 8 terabytes, which is fine for me right now in terms of storage. I can increase that if I wanted to, and I get 15 terabytes of shared bandwidth for the month, and I haven't even reached any of that, but I'm sure I will eventually. But again, just wanted to give you guys, the community, those of you who follow the channel, the lowdown, what's been going on. I will have a tutorial, a showcase of how Seedboxes work, how my Seedbox works, why I think it's easy and efficient, especially for those of you in the arcade community, PC, video editing. You want to file share with one another, give other people access to upload directly to your server box so you can re-download that stuff later at a later date. Trust me, it's a blessing in disguise, and I really love Plex. I hadn't used Plex before. Really, I use a separate service here in my house, but I phenomenally love it. In fact, I get faster speeds on that than my direct NOS that I bought when trying to stream some movies. Like, for example, I have Avatar 2 on my Avatar 2 on my NOS driver, or my NOS drive, and I get better speeds with it being remote on my Seedbox than I do playing it here in the house. So I know that's a personal NOS issue as far as what I have here in the house. But at any rate, just wanted to keep you guys updated and let you know what I have been working on and what I'm making available to those of you who follow the channel. So that being said, make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'll keep you updated. I have several other videos that I will be releasing here in the next couple of days, and I will catch you soon. Peace out.